This video is kind of about feet. Kind of.
Okay, so believe it or not, it's not clickbait. I am kind of scamming my doctor with feet pics or with technology, whatever I called it. Probably just not in the way you're thinking about it though. So I have this thing called flat feet, which really isn't that interesting of a problem. It literally just means that your feet are flat, like where your foot's supposed to arch, and it just means that walking can be pretty painful or uncomfortable without support. So in the past, I've had these made, which are just orthotics. You can usually get these in the store if you go shoe shopping. They'll usually have like Dr. Scholl's or whatever they're called, but these ones are made specifically for the shape of my foot. You can see they're hard plastic, and I got two of them, one for each foot. But you see, to get these custom ones, I had to go see a doctor, and as you guys all know, doctors are expensive. So if I want another pair, I have to go back to the doctor and have him mold my feet again and do all that. So in my head, I'm thinking, why do that when I can just take pictures of my feet? Now you may be saying, hold on, how does feet pictures have to work with getting these? And the answer is technology. This is bad, this is not good. So by taking pictures of my feet, well, more actually taking pictures of these things, I can actually recreate these as a 3D model and then print them out on my 3D printer and effectively get a second copy of these for free without even having to go talk to my doctor. So all we gotta do is take a ton of pictures of these or use 3D scanning or something like that, and we should just be able to collect all the data for it, throw it in Blender or something, just smooth it out if I need to, throw it on the printer, and boom, I have a second pair for free. And to do that, we're going to use photogrammetry and maybe some LiDAR scanning, and we can go talk about what that is. Okay, so there's kind of two main ways you can do 3D scanning, and the two ways I'll talk about is photogrammetry and LiDAR scanning, which work two different ways, but you can get cool results using either one. So LiDAR stands for light detection and ranging, and it basically shoots a ton of little tiny lasers, and it measures the light bouncing back off of objects and measures how long it takes to get there, and using that you can create a 3D kind of model or a map. iPhones actually have a LiDAR scanner on the back of them, I think starting back in like iPhone 12 or 13. As for photogrammetry, this one also creates a 3D model, but this one is used for if you want to do photorealistic things or very detailed. So basically you take a bajillion pictures of an object and you get real close, you get it from a bunch of different angles, and you throw them all together and you're able to process a whole model of it by overlaying the images and seeing how the camera angles overlap. So for this purpose, I'm going to do it with photogrammetry because I tried doing it both ways and this is what worked the best. So to get the best results, it's best to have a smooth surface or a not shiny one, a matte surface. So to do that, I just taped over my orthotics with some electrical tape because the surface itself was actually pretty shiny. So doing this just makes it a lot easier for the software to recognize what is what, especially the curves and angles, which is really what matters here, because we're talking about the curve of my foot. So once you get it all taped up, you can start taking the pictures. Normally if it's a bigger object, you can walk around it, but here since it's small and I have a white background, you can set a option to make the background kind of disappear, and you can just rotate it manually. Or if you're really cool, you have a little platform that rotates it. But otherwise, I just stand here and take a picture of it. I think this took like half an hour maybe? Or no, that's crazy. I don't even remember how long it was. Maybe like 15 minutes? I don't know, I'm just kind of rambling. But anyways, you want to take pictures from the side, from the top, from the bottom. So you'll see here, I'm kind of going up and down with it, and across, and you just rotate, and rotate, and rotate. So now I do this, but for 2 feet. And so like I said, I'm doing this all on my iPhone, and there's actually a number of apps that let you do the 3D scanning and the photogrammetry, and I'll link which one I'm using because I actually had a lot of good success with it. So once I had all the pictures, you can actually process it right in the app, or they have some cloud credits you can use to do it on their servers, and usually it works better in the cloud because they have better hardware for it. So that's what I did. And so once it gets all processed, you can actually see here the model, and we got a pretty good scan. It's very nice, and it looks like we got the curve of the foot very well, which is really what we're looking for here. And if you look here, we can actually see the camera path that we took of the object, which I always find super interesting. I just like how it looks. It's kind of like a chandelier almost. And so now that we have that, we just need to move on to getting it ready for 3D printing and putting it into Blender.
Okay, let's get this thing ready for 3D printing. Just gotta do some modeling in Blender. How do you use Blender?
Yeah, so it turns out that Blender is a beast of a program, especially if you've never used it before. So, cue the next however many days is trying to learn enough basic blendering, to do this very simple operation. Really, what I just needed to do was smooth out the surface of the orthotic because as it was imported, it was very bumpy. You probably also saw that there isn't really a bottom to the model, which is one problem with photogrammetry, and especially with the app I was using. For some reason, it just didn't want to scan the bottom, even though I did take plenty of pictures of it and I tried to get reference points of it being turned around. So I had to make my own bottom so that I could actually print it and then stand on it later. So actually, big shout out to the people in the Blender Help subreddit, as those guys helped me out big time and they were able to answer my questions because I, again, never used this before. Alright, they're off the printer and these are looking good, I gotta say. I'm actually pretty impressed with how well these turned out. And I know in the modeling software I was able to see that I thought the shape would look pretty good, but actually getting them printed out, I think they look pretty good. So we'll have to stand on them to make sure they actually fit and we'll test it out. But you know, my confidence is high. These are looking pretty good.
Wow, yeah, that fits good. Yeah, check that out, bro. Oh yeah, no flat feet for me. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so nice. That works so well. That's awesome. Okay, that's cool. Okay, since these fit so well, this would be so helpful for using like at my standing desk. So I have like my slides, and I wonder if these would be any good. Oh my god. Oh, that works so well. Holy cow. Look at that. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And look, they stay in. That's so good. Oh, we're winning. We're winning. Take that, doctor.
So yeah, I'm actually super happy with how these came out. These are great. So they're a little thicker than I probably would have liked, as my original ones kind of have a space in the bottom for some flexibility and to fit into shoes. But I don't think it'd be able to get the same structure or rigidity using PLA. I think it would break. But for the time being, these are great. And especially if I put them in my slides or my flip-flops, just for standing around at my desk, or if I'm in the kitchen, not walking around. These are awesome. This worked way better than I hoped for. So I hope you enjoyed my journey though, and let me know if you do something like this too. You scan an object, scam your doctor with feet pics. I'd love to hear about it. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you can, please leave a like. It helps so much. But otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.